Well, welcome back to Castoro Cellars Whale Rock Vineyard. Super happy to be here offering you a virtual all levels yoga flow practice in benefit to another awesome local nonprofit in SLO County, SLO Food Bank. So if you're able to, please throw in a donation. Otherwise, I hope you're able to just enjoy this time. So making yourself comfortable, we're gonna go ahead and start in a kind of like pre-Shavasana, lying all the way back down on your mat, making yourself as comfortable as possible. Extending your arms, your legs out long. If we're feeling any discomfort in our low back, really common place to hold on to tightness. So just bend our knees and tilt them in towards one another. Go ahead and close your eyes here. And simply drop in to your body, to your breath. Starting to cut ties with any distractions. If we have that timer on the oven or something we need to go turn off, silence our phone, give our dog an extra chewy toy, grab our kids a yoga mat, whatever you need to do to ground into this space. Beginning to draw your full awareness inwards to your breath. Following each new inhalation, rising, expanding through every compartment of your lungs, the sides of your rib cage, the back of your heart, the top of your throat, lifting all the way. And exhaling, releasing. Allowing that breath to completely empty you, sinking a little deeper into your mat, into the support of the earth, wherever you're at. Again, following that inhalation. Starting to visualize with your breath, your body being the vessel, like you're filling a beautiful wine glass with your breath. Rising, expanding, pouring all the way to the top and exhaling, releasing, overflowing, cleansing, pouring all of that water, if you want to visualize some wine for after your practice. Take one more of our biggest, fullest breaths yet today. Filling that glass, that vessel, every compartment of your lungs, heart lifting, going a little longer as the crown of your head reaches back. Exhaling, sighing, letting it all go. Allowing that slight audibility, that texture by constricting your vocal cords, your throat, to actually help stimulate our vagus nerve, largest nerve in your body that actually helps drop us into our flow, stimulating our parasympathetic nervous system. Continuing with this visualization, just cleansing this glass, getting a little clearer with each breath. This vessel of you. And while we're here, rooting into this space, Just asking yourself what it is we would like to fill that cup with. What would we like to receive from this time? Just a deeper sense of peace, of presence. Maybe it's something new, just trying something new. If we're not quite sure if we're having a hard time coming up with something, just sticking with that simple visualization, cleansing, simplifying. Taking one more really big inhale here. Eyes can stay closed. Go ahead, reach, stretch all the way out long on our mat, reaching through the tips of your toes, your fingers, yawning, waking up with awareness, with this intention. Go ahead, on your exhalation, give yourself a nice big squeeze, wrapping your arms, your legs close in towards you. The back of our head can stay grounded on our mat for now. Beginning to rock, sway side to side here. We can bring our hands, our palms to our knees themselves. If and when we're ready to start to blink our eyes open, let in a little light. Staying in this space, full awareness with our breath. This active intention in our movements, starting to guide our knees in more of a circular motion. Rounding, breathing into that space of our low back. Exhaling, drawing your knees, your legs in a little closer towards you. Seeing if we're able to clasp our ankles or possibly the soles of our feet. Happy baby pose, rocking, swaying side to side. Stretching out one leg and the other. Big good morning to our hamstrings. You bring the soles of your feet together, a little inverted butterfly. Taking your time exhaling to go ahead, arms open up towards either side. Release our knees, our legs over towards the right side. Head, neck, gaze, twisting over towards the left. Little reclining twist. That right palm can stay where it is, or maybe it wants to rest on the outer left thigh. Really utilizing gravity here. Letting that left shoulder fall. If it's floating a little bit, just letting it for now. Allowing this deep unwinding and realigning through the entire length of your spine. Couple more breaths. We can stay here. Maybe we want to extend that outer leg, seeing if we can clasp those toes, breathing into that left IT band. Exhale, take your time and make your way back to center. Again, we can rock side to side and gently make your way over towards the other side. Twisting, reclining, arms opening. We can bring that left palm to the outer right thigh. Stay right where we are. Maybe we want to extend that leg, deepen that stretch through that outer hip, that IT band. We may feel that deeper in our low back. Listening to your body. If that's not going to work, no worries. Allowing that right shoulder to fall where it may. One last exhale. Take your time. Bring yourself back to center. So if we know we have any spine or neck injuries we need to just be extra mindful or aware of, starting to rock side to side, we'll shift our way towards one side and lift our way up. Otherwise, seeing if we're able to start to rock lengthwise on our mat. Kind of energizing. We can slightly tuck our chin. Rolling, rocking, seeing if we can build up enough momentum. And go ahead, plant our hands, our palms, and step our way back. Tabletop position, all fours. So however we need to get there today. Palms grounding right underneath our shoulders. Knees underneath our hips. Lengthening through the back of your body. Feel your tailbone lifting towards your spine. Take a nice big inhale. As our navel drops, crown of our head, tailbone lift towards the sky. Gaze can rise as well. And exhale when you're ready, curl inwards, rounding through the back of your body. Pressing into your mat. Inhaling, opening back up again. Taking our time, starting to link these movements, our cat-cow tilts, with our breath. Practicing, just observing, noticing where we're at today, starting to welcome a little extra range of mobility as it becomes available to you, bending our elbows, starting to lean over towards one hip joint. We can gaze underneath that shoulder. I like to round all the way over towards the other. He's switching directions, circling our hips back. We can circle our head, our neck. What an opportunity to let go of what the postures may look like and really step into what they feel like for you. Outside of the class or group setting, maybe just your cat watching, joining, letting them lead you in these cat-cow tilts. Couple last cycles through. Take your time, meet back in that tabletop position. Nice flat back. And go ahead, exhale, tuck our toes. Press, lift our way up into our first downward facing dog, our Adho Mukha Svanasana. Potentially of the day, of the week, maybe it's been longer, or maybe we have a very solid yoga practice, awesome, wherever we're at. Just being present with it. Gazing back towards your toes, pressing into your mat, really picking up as much surface area as possible. Taking a nice big inhale and peeling your heels up off the back of your mat. Exhale, release, heels sink back behind you. And inhale, rise. A couple more times. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise. Exhale. Someday, eventually, the soles of your feet completely grounded on your mat. Go ahead, exhale, bend our knees, and hug, squeeze, step, float our way to the top of our mat. However, we need to get there to release in our forward fold and let it all go. I like to think of here our forward fold, one of the easiest ways to help realign your spine, flip our perspective, get this new blood flow to our brain, to our entire body, bringing the head below heart level. So if we're kind of draining anything that could be weighing you down, imagining it literally rolling off the back of your body with that visualization of your breath, exhaling, emptying, letting it all go, letting your head be heavy. Inhale when we're ready, hip halfway. Nice long spine, palms to our quads, our shins, our toes. Exhale, release. Couple more times. Inhale, halfway. Crown of our head shooting forward. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, release. And inhale when we're ready. Arms sweep forward, hips sink back, low chair. Getting cozy, firing up, building a little internal heat. Stay tall through our spine and exhale, stay low. If we feel any pinching in our knees, lift through our toes. Yeah, and inhale, rise. Exhale, shoulders soften down our spine. Nice big inhale, rise. Exhale, palms down through heart center. And slowly, carefully lift, climb our way all the way to standing, Tadasana. Take a few breaths here. Feel where the soles of your feet meet the earth. You can sway forward and back a couple times, side to side. And see if you can visualize yourself from like a bird's eye view, aligning the crown of your head, your sacrum. Slight bend of your knees, releasing through your shoulders. Nice, deep cleansing exhale. Go ahead, inhale, really draw out this next breath. Filling every compartment of your lungs. Top of your heart, top of your throat. Exhale, release. Let it all go. Inhale when ready. Arms sweeping up, reach. We can look up, gaze up if we'd like. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway, flat back. And exhale, go ahead, walk, step our way back to our plank. So we have options here, releasing our knees for a little more support. Full plank, toes slightly shifting forward. Full inhale, exhale, elbows draw in. Cobra. As we rise, collarbone smiling. More support, we can lower onto our mat. Exhale when we're ready, tuck our toes, press, lift our way back, downward facing dog. Couple extra breaths here. Bicycle at our legs. When we're ready, bend our knees, hug, squeeze in towards our navel, and lightly walk, step, float our way back to the top of our mat. Plug in, inhale, low chair. Right away, drop into it. Build that heat. Inhale, rise. Exhale, palms down through heart center. Inhale, possibly floating of that right foot. Stay centered. Exhale. Sink a little deeper. Inhale, slowly climb our way to standing. Tadasana, mountain pose. Realigning, re-arriving each time with a little more clarity. A little bit more conviction. A little bit more ease. When we're ready, inhale, rise, arms sweeping, reach up, maybe a mini micro back bend, hips shifting forward. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway to that flat back. Exhale, walk, step, hop our way back to that plank. Again, you always have options, releasing our knees, more support. Go ahead. Take our time, exhale, flow through that chaturanga. Elbows draw in, inhale, peel up off of our mat. Collarbone smiling. Exhale, tuck our toes, press back, downward facing dog. Just flowing through our sun salutation variations. Feeling that solar energy. So grateful for this sunshine in California, wherever you're at, sending it out to you. Gazing back towards our toes, bending our knees, hug, squeeze in. Lightly walk, step, float our way to the top of our mat. Release, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, release, arms sweep forward, low chair. Inhale, rise. Exhale, stay low. Optional floating of that left leg. Stay centered. Inhale, rise. Exhale, palms down through heart center. Slowly, again, climb our way all the way to standing. Tadasana. Aligning the crown of our head, your sacrum, shoulders, rolling down our spine. When we're ready, big full inhale, mini micro back bend, exhale, swan dive, forward fold, inhale, flat back, walk, step, hop our way back to that plank, big inhale, exhale, flow through your chaturanga. Inhale to your back bend. Maybe that's an upward facing dog, pressing down through the tops of our feet. Exhale, take your time and come back into our first child's pose together. Forehead melting down into the support of your mat. Feel yourself really just melt into this space. We need to inch our knees open a little wider. Rock sway side to side. Feel that release through your tailbone. Savor these sacred pauses, these spaces in between. To come back to your breath, back to your intention. What kind of energy would you like to fill your cup with today? Making that choice again and again. Nice big inhale. When we're ready, stretching out through our fingers, our palms, pressing, lifting our way back into that downward facing dog. Go ahead, inhale, launch that right leg straight back behind you, flexing that right foot to anchor into our center. Fire up all our deep auxiliary muscles. If we're feeling like this is a lot today, coming into our three-legged tabletop position. Releasing that left knee, finding more support. Gazing back, we can start to point our toes, reach, wiggle them around. Wake up that whole right side of our body. And exhale, when we're ready, bend that right knee, hug, squeeze, step all the way through towards the top of our mat. Aligning that front right heel knee, we'll ground that left foot back at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, when we're ready, rise, warrior one. Victorious warriors, rising through the challenges, through the wobbles, figuring it out and just trying again. If we need to widen our stance a little bit, heel toe that right foot open a little bit. We need to inch that foot forward to make sure we're protecting that knee joint. Inhale, stay with your breath. Exhale, shoulders sink down our spine. One more big inhale. Exhale, when we're ready, hinge our way open, warrior two. So I'm parallel with these beautiful vines. Hips are square to the side of your mat now. We can go ahead, open up our hands, our palms, reach, broadening our arm span, our wingspan, reach, pull forward, and exhale, launch our way back. Radiant warrior, right palm can stay, or left palm, sorry, hit that quad, or maybe it reaches around towards that outer right hip. Helping to actually drop back, sink a little deeper, inhale, gaze a little taller. Take that extra sip of air, and exhale, reverse windmill our way all the way back to the top of our mat. Plug in and step back to your plank. Optional floating of that right leg for a little more. Exhale, flow through your chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Maybe an upward facing dog. Maybe it's a baby cobra. Take your time, find your way back in that downward facing dog. Gazing back. Pressing into our hands, our palms fully grounded, backs of our knuckles suction to our mat. When we're ready, launch that left leg straight back behind you. Flex that left foot. Firing up those auxiliary muscles, pointing our toes, reaching, wiggling them around. Waking up that whole left side. Take your time. When you're ready, bend that left knee, hug, squeeze, and step all the way through towards the top of our mat. Inhale, warrior one. So finding our center here. One side of our body can vary drastically from the other, totally normal. This being our practice, constantly our invitation to just observe, to be present. Inhale, arms rising. Exhale, shoulders releasing, sinking down our spine. Big inhale, rise. Exhale, release. One more big inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Go parallel to the side of your mat. Arms open up, palms open up, extending, expanding. Reach, pull forward, and exhale, launch our way back. Right palm can reach around towards that outer left hip, that half bind if it's available, actually helping to draw that hip back, sink a little deeper, gaze a little taller. Take that extra sip of air, prana, energy, and exhale. Reverse windmill all the way back. Top of our mat, plug in. Flow through your chaturanga. Inhale, rise, and exhale, your choice. Child's pose. Maybe that's inching our knees open a little wider. Or downward facing dog. You've got options. Maybe it's alternating. Maybe there's something else. We need to grab a sip of water. Listening to your body. Savoring the pauses. Big exhale. Inhale, rise. Come all the way back into our downward facing dog. Gazing back behind you, tailbone lifting. Again, inhale, extend that right leg straight back behind you, flexing that foot, anchoring in. Exhale, bend that knee, hug, squeeze, step all the way through towards the top of our mat. Inhale, warrior one, rising into our center. So notice if we're like shifting forward, bringing ourselves fully upright, and exhaling, rooting straight down, tailbone, releasing. Big inhale, stay tall, and exhale, eagle arms. Right arm wrapping underneath our left, fingertips reaching up. Exhale, stay low in that lunge. Root into that right foot, and slowly see if we're able to start to come up onto the toes of that back left foot. Inching, exploring. Slowly, carefully, when we're ready, floating our way all the way up to the top of our mat. We'll come right into it, left leg wrapping around our right, anchoring through that right leg. If we come out of those eagle arms, that's okay. We can come right back into it. We can bring our hands, our palms together at heart center. Exhale, hips sinking down, just like in our chair pose. If we need to kickstand those toes, that's totally there for you. Fingertips reaching up, picking a point, a drishti, anything that's not moving to be your vantage point to help keep you focused. This is a great posture for focus, cutting out all external distraction as well as internal. This is really great to detoxify the lymphatic system, our extremities, arms, our legs, bringing our blood flow, our energy back to the core of our body. One more big inhale. Exhale, slowly, carefully, see if we can unravel that left leg and come into our warrior three with eagle arms, flying, dropping that left hip. If we come out of those eagle arms, that's okay. The ground is there for you for more support. It's got you. See if we can keep those eagle arms though, and reach, stretch a little longer. We can point through our toes, navel drawing in, feel that levity through the back of your body, lifting you up. Exhale, take your time, slowly, carefully step our way all the way back into that warrior one. It's truly victorious warriors. Big inhale, exhale, cycle all the way back to the top of your mat. Optional flow through your chaturanga. Otherwise, meeting back in our downward facing dog. Gazing back towards your toes, tailbone lifting. Inhale, left leg launches back. Flex that foot, plug in, bend that knee, hug, squeeze, step all the way through towards the top of our mat. Inhale, warrior one. Sink in. Inhale, rise. Exhale, eagle arms, opposite side. So whatever feels a little less natural, we're less inclined. That's usually the side you're on if we've lost track. For me, it's my left arm underneath my right. Fingertips reaching up. Exhale, stay low. Big inhale, rise. Exhale, stay there. Slowly start to come up on the toes of that right foot. Anchor in to that left foot. Maybe we find our drishti now, just right out in front of us, something that's not moving. We've got background noise, fun, challenging distractions. They're all opportunities, making you stronger. Focus, and when we're ready, launch our way forward into that eagle pose. Right leg wrapping around our left. We can always kickstand those toes of our right foot. Inhale, get a little taller, and exhale, sink into that space. Big inhale, rise. Exhale, sinking back. One more big inhale. Exhale carefully with control. See if we can unravel and come all the way into our warrior three with eagle arms. Again, if we come out of it, the ground is there for you. Quite literally. If we need to bend that standing leg, that's okay. Working with your body. Maybe we point our toes, reach, stretch a little longer. Feel that lift through the back of your body. Amazing. Take your time, step your way all the way back. Warrior one. Unraveling, rising. Big breath, exhale. Come all the way back to the top of your mat. Optional flow through your chaturanga. We'll meet our way back in our child's pose. So as mentioned before, you have options in your child's pose. You can inch your knees open a little wider to find more of a hip opener. We can get super duper compacted. Maybe just switching it up on ourselves. We can slide our arms, our palms all the way back by the sides of our hips. Always just come back to your breath, back to your intention. Forehead melting down into your mat, stimulating this space of our third eye. If we're familiar with chakras, energy centers, actually correlating to our pineal gland, which is really cool. Actually looks like a third eye, connecting to our intuition. Actually governing all of our body's functions, subconscious and conscious. Take our time. Slowly, carefully, we'll press lift our way all the way up into our tabletop position. So all fours here. So go ahead, float that right palm up off of our mat. We'll do a little wrist therapy from those down dogs. To go ahead, flip our hand so it's the top of our hand. Press down into our mat, palms stretched out as wide, picking up as much surface area as possible. Breathing into that right wrist, flexors, extenders, that right arm. We can shift our way forward to kind of back off of the stretch, or maybe we're able to kind of start to inch our hips back. This is so beneficial for our wrist and hand health. Outside of just our yoga practice, we use our hands for a lot of things. So much stuff on technology right now, texting, emailing. One last exhale, bring that hand palm back to center, and we'll go ahead, flip our hand and flip the other way. So at palm of our hand, fingertips reaching back. Same idea, we can ease off of this stretch if we're super tight, or maybe start to ease our way back. Exhale, bring that hand palm back to center, and we'll go ahead, lift. We can shake out our fingers, wiggle them out. Reach all the way up towards the sky. Fanning that arm open, reaching behind you. You may feel this all the way through the side of that right rib cage, those intercostal muscles. Big full breath. Exhale when we're ready. Thread that right palm all the way underneath that space of our left shoulder. We can keep that left palm grounded or find a deeper twist through that whole shoulder girdle by bringing that left palm back behind us. Bringing our head down close to our heart here and just listening. Bringing all of this new blood flow, circulation from our practice to all the connective tissue, the fascia, the deep tissues that may need it the most. Our right shoulder through the side of your neck, literally dissolving any scar tissue, reducing and preventing injury. Take one last exhale. Slowly, carefully, we can replant that left palm, unthread, make our way all the way back to center, and we'll switch sides. So same idea, top of our hand feels pretty strange. If our fingertips are wanting to like peel up, that's a good indicator. We're doing the hard stuff, we're doing the work. Continuing to stretch out our hands, our palms as much as possible. We can ease off, lean forward, or intensify, lean our way back. Take our time. Breathe. And bring ourselves back to center. We'll lift that hand palm up and flip our hand, our palm. So our fingertips are facing towards us. Starting to lean our way back to deepen that stretch. And slowly make our way back to center. Lift that hand, that palm. We can shake it out. Reach, stretch, expand. And when we're ready, thread that left arm all the way underneath that space of our right shoulder, releasing to the side of our face. Making sure we're not feeling any tense or tight pulling sensations in our head or neck. We may need to adjust a little bit more. Grab a pillow or anything to help kind of prop your head up a little taller if needed. Maybe deepen this twist by reaching, stretching that right arm straight up towards the sky, back behind you, releasing that palm down our low back. So taking a super yummy restorative approach here. Bringing all of this new blood flow, this energy, prana from our practice to connective tissues, the deep tissues, left shoulder, through the side of your neck. See if you can soften all of the muscles of your face, your jaw. Take your time, slowly, carefully, we'll unwind and come all the way back into our tabletop position, dropping all the way back to kneeling. Couple breaths. Roll out our shoulders, breathing into our quadriceps, our knees, and taking our time extending our legs all the way out long on our mat. Give them a good hop, breathing into the backs of your legs, the backs of your knees. Wiggle out your toes, rotate your ankles. And bringing your heels right underneath your knees, just one vertebra at a time. We'll roll our way all the way back down onto the support of your mat. So shoulders, neck, head, very, very last. Arms falling open towards either side. Take a moment, windshield wiper our knees, our legs over towards one side and the other, head, neck, gaze. You can drop over towards the opposite. Bring our legs, our knees back to center. And go ahead, bring the soles of your feet together. And allow your knees, your legs to fall open towards either side, our reclining Bodhikasana. This is like, whoa, way too intense for the hip flexors. Grabbing some pillows, blanket, or anything we have around the house close by to help support our legs, our knees, a little more support. If we're wanting to intensify the stretch, maybe inching our feet in a little closer towards you. So finding a space here. You're able to comfortably settle into for a little bit. We won't be here too long, but taking a restorative approach. To again, just bring this new circulation, this blood flow created from our practice to all of those deep tissues, connective tissues surrounding our hip joints, our low back. Palms can come to our heart, our navel. They can stay open. Take our time. Tilt our knees, our legs in towards one another. And extend all the way back out long on our mat. Adjusting, wiggling, and any last final way that your body may be requesting grabbing an extra layer if we started to cool down. Anything to cover our eyes if we're feeling distracted by any remaining light. Really just making yourself as comfy, as cozy as possible. For our final resting pose here together, our Shavasana. Feeling the weight of your body surrender, sinking into the support of the earth. Simmering and soaking up all of the benefits of your practice, all of this great new energy you have cultivated for yourself, and letting the rest go. Taking our time, continuing to simmer in the benefits of this space. Gently beginning to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Gently bringing your awareness back to your body, back to the space. Reaching, stretching your arms, your legs all the way back out long, wherever you're at. And exhaling, giving yourself one last really big, well-deserved hug. May feel silly, but I find the most important part of your practice really to truly, deeply thank yourself for this time, this space, this practice. So bringing yourself to a comfortable seated position if we haven't made it there yet already. And taking one last moment to come back to that intention that you had started with. How are you going to fill your cup? And just sending a little bit more of this cultivated energy and awareness from our time, your time, back to it. And potentially just asking ourselves where else we can kind of sprinkle this elixir out into the world. So thank you all so much for practicing. Again, please send donations to SLO Food Bank if you're feeling inspired. Otherwise, stay well. Thanks so much. Namaste.